It was around 1:30 a.m. when I got the call from my younger sister. At first, I ignored it, not because I didn't care, but because she had this habit of calling me late at night whenever she got anxious about something stupid. Usually, it was because she heard noises outside her apartment or thought someone followed her home from work. So when my phone started vibrating on the nightstand for the third time in a row, I finally grabbed it, half asleep and annoyed. "Claire, what?" She didn't answer right away. All I heard was breathing. Fast, shaky breathing. Then she whispered,
"Don't hang up."
That immediately woke me up. I sat upright in bed and checked the time again. 1:34 a.m.
"Claire, what's going on?"
Another pause. Then she said something that made my stomach drop.
"There's somebody in my apartment."
I remember this weird cold feeling spreading through my chest. I asked if she called 911. She said yes, but whispered that the dispatcher told her officers were responding to another emergency nearby, and it could take several minutes. Several minutes. That's an eternity when someone's inside your home. I threw on clothes while keeping her on speaker. She lived about 12 minutes away from me. As I grabbed my keys, I asked her where she was hiding.
"In the bathroom,"
she whispered.
"I locked the door."
Then I heard it. A sound in the background. A slow creak, like a floorboard. Claire suddenly stopped breathing for a second.
"He's still here,"
she whispered. "Claire, listen to me carefully. Stay quiet. Don't come out no matter what you hear. I'm driving there now." I ran to my car and sped through empty streets faster than I probably ever had in my life. The whole drive, she stayed on the phone with me. Most of the time, neither of us spoke. I could just hear tiny sounds from her end. Breathing, sniffling, and every now and then, movement. Very faint footsteps somewhere in her apartment. At one point, she whispered,
"I think he's in the hallway."
I asked if she saw him.
"No."
"How do you know someone's there?" Another pause. Then she said,
"Because I heard my bedroom door open."
That sent chills all over my body. I kept telling her I was almost there. 5 minutes away. 4 minutes. 3. Then something happened that I still think about all the time. While I was driving, Claire suddenly whispered,
"He's talking."
I nearly slammed the brakes. "What?"
"He's saying something."
"What's he saying?" For a moment, I could only hear muffled noise. Then Claire quietly started crying.
"He knows my name."
I felt genuine panic hit me for the first time. "Claire, what exactly is he saying?" Her voice cracked.
"He keeps saying, 'Claire, I know you're in there.'"
I remember gripping the steering wheel so hard my hands hurt. I asked if she knew him.
"No."
"You sure?"
"Yes."
Then, through the phone, I heard it myself. A man's voice, faint, distorted by distance, but clear enough. "Claire." Then a soft knock. 3 taps. Directly against the bathroom door. I swear every hair on my body stood up. Claire muted herself with her hand, trying not to sob. Then the man spoke again. Calm, almost gentle. "You left your bedroom window open." I got to her apartment building less than 2 minutes later. The police still weren't there. I jumped out of the car and sprinted upstairs to the 3rd floor. I remember noticing the hallway lights flickering slightly, making the whole place feel wrong. Her apartment door was slightly open, just barely. I pulled it open and yelled her name. No answer. The apartment was dark except for the kitchen light. Everything looked normal at first. Too normal. Then I noticed her bedroom window open exactly like the man had said, the curtains moving from the cold air. I yelled her name again and ran toward the bathroom. The door was still locked. Claire was inside crying hysterically. The second she heard my voice, she unlocked it and practically collapsed into my arms. She looked terrified, completely pale. I asked where the guy went. She just shook her head.
I don't know.
We searched the apartment together while waiting for police. Nothing. No one inside. No signs of forced entry. Nothing stolen. Eventually, the police arrived and searched the building. Still nothing. One officer thought maybe someone tried to break in through the bedroom window and got scared off when they heard me arrive. But something about it didn't sit right with me. The guy knew her name, and according to Claire, he sounded calm the entire time. Not nervous, not rushed, like he wasn't afraid of getting caught. Police eventually left around 3 a.m. after taking statements. Claire was too terrified to stay alone, so I brought her back to my apartment. Neither of us slept. Around 5 in the morning, Claire finally remembered something important. Earlier that week, she'd gotten locked out of her apartment after work. A man from maintenance let her back in. She said he acted normal, maybe mid-40s, quiet, average-looking. But while unlocking the door, he asked if she lived alone. At the time, she thought nothing of it. Police later contacted the apartment complex, but there was one problem. No maintenance worker matching her description was scheduled that day. In fact, according to management, nobody from maintenance had even been working that evening. The key used to open her apartment was never traced. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. 2 nights later, Claire stayed at my place again. She was terrified to go home, and honestly, I didn't blame her. Around midnight, I ran downstairs to grab food from my car. I was gone maybe 3 minutes. When I came back upstairs, Claire was standing in the middle of my apartment staring at the front door. I immediately knew something was wrong. What happened? She looked at me slowly.
Someone knocked.
I felt my stomach tighten. Did you look? She nodded. Through the peephole. Another nod. And? She swallowed hard before answering.
There was nobody there.
I checked the hallway anyway. Empty, no sounds, nothing. Then Claire said something that genuinely disturbed me more than anything else that happened.
When I looked through the peephole,
She said,
I heard breathing on the other side of the door.
I didn't sleep that night either. The next morning, I installed a cheap security camera outside my apartment. For almost a week, nothing happened. No knocks, no strange noises. Claire slowly started calming down. She even joked about how paranoid we'd become. Then on the 8th night, around 2:11 a.m., my phone alerted me that motion had been detected outside my apartment. I opened the camera app expecting maybe a neighbor. Instead, I saw a man standing directly in front of my door, perfectly still, looking straight into the camera. The image quality was grainy, but I could still make out certain details. Tall, dark jacket, baseball cap, and what looked like a smile. I immediately called police while staring at the live feed. The man didn't move, not once. He just stood there, watching. Then suddenly, he leaned forward toward the camera and whispered something. The microphone barely picked it up, but I heard it clearly enough. Tell Claire she forgot to lock the window again. Then the camera feed cut to black. The police arrived less than 6 minutes later. By then, the hallway outside my apartment was empty. No footsteps, no sounds, nothing. The officers checked the stairwells, the parking lot, even the alley behind the building. One of them asked to see the camera footage, but when I opened the app again, the recording was corrupted. The video froze right as the man leaned toward the camera. The only thing left was audio, and even that sounded distorted. But you could still hear the whisper. Tell Claire she forgot to lock the window again. The police took it seriously this time. They stayed for almost 2 hours, questioning both of us separately. One officer admitted the situation felt targeted, especially because the guy somehow knew Claire was staying with me. That part bothered me more than anything. We hadn't told anyone she was there. Not friends, not neighbors, nobody. For the next few weeks, Claire stayed with our parents outside the city while police investigated. I replaced my locks, installed better cameras, and honestly, started jumping at every little sound at night. But eventually, nothing happened. No more knocks, no more sightings. Life slowly started going back to normal, until about 3 months later. I had almost forgotten about everything when I got a call from Claire during work. Her voice sounded strange, not scared exactly, more confused. She told me she'd finally gone back to her apartment to collect the rest of her things, since she planned on moving out permanently. At first, everything seemed normal. Then she opened her bedroom closet. Inside, on the floor, was a small cardboard box. No label, no tape, just sitting there. Claire said she didn't remember ever seeing it before. I asked if she opened it. She said yes. Inside the box were photographs, dozens of them. Pictures of Claire, walking to work, buying groceries, getting coffee. Some were taken from across the street, some from inside her apartment building. And some were taken through her apartment windows at night. I remember feeling sick listening to her describe them, but the worst photo was at the very bottom of the box, because it wasn't taken at her apartment. It was taken inside mine. The picture showed my living room from the hallway leading to the bedrooms. In the photo, Claire was asleep on my couch. The timestamp showed it was taken the second night she stayed with me. Neither of us said anything for a while after that. Then Claire quietly asked me something I still think about almost every night.
How long do you think he was inside your apartment before we noticed?
Police never found the man. No fingerprints, no DNA, nothing useful. Claire moved to another state a month later and changed her number. As far as I know, she's never had another incident since. But I still live in the same apartment. And sometimes, very late at night, I think about that picture. Because whoever took it had to be standing only a few feet away from where I was sleeping, watching us, completely unnoticed. And every now and then, usually around 2 in the morning, I still wake up for no reason and instinctively check if my bedroom window is locked.